Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our Sheffield United RTG career mode. We return today with a massive episode which will see us close out the Premier League campaign with our final four league games where we're still unbeaten heading into the final four. We're also looking to set a new Premier League defensive record where we'll need to keep a clean sheet in all of our final four games to better Chelsea's defensive record in the 0-4-5 season. But more importantly than any of that is the Champions League semi-final, home and away against Arsenal as we look to reach the final of Europe's elite competition. So lots to dive into today, starting with the home leg of this Champions League semi-final against the Gunners. Let's jump straight into it. Come on, you Blades. So jumping straight into the first game here, and I actually said when the semi-final draw was made I was happier with us facing Arsenal than either of PSG or Atleti, who are on the other side of the draw, and that's because we've been so good domestically this campaign. No one's been able to beat us all season long, so of course I'd much rather face one of our domestic rivals. But I had a comment the other day that I just wanted to speak about very quickly before we sort of get into the highlights, and it was about whether the save was going to end at the end of this season. And at the moment I'm not planning on ending it because I'm enjoying it so much, but obviously I feel like we've sort of taken this Sheffield United team pretty much as far as we can go. You know, we're looking at an unbeaten, invincible season in the Premier League and potentially a quadruple as well. I don't really see much point in continuing with this Blade side because we're not going to really be able to do much more with them if that is how the season pans out. Obviously, still a bit of a way to go until we complete all of those things, but it's definitely looking like a possibility. So what I think I'm actually going to do instead is, within the save, move to a new team and potentially one that needs a bit of a rebuild. Keep the save going without starting a brand new save, which I will look to do at some point, but at the moment I'm enjoying this save so much I want to stick with it for now. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts with the save moving forward as we are closing in on the end of this season, and hopefully, if all pans out well, we'll be moving to a new club very soon. Here's Carlos Alcaraz, former player of ours, of course. Vinny Souza does well, and the captain needs to get there and doesn't. Lokonga lets fly, and Bazunu forced into the first save of the evening. Very tight and cagey game so far. Renchi does well. Luca, quick feet, and that's nicely worked, and it's up to Dom. And Wahi's ahead of him. Chance here. Wahi, can he get away? Hakimi does well, and it's back to Ramsey on the edge, and it's tipped away by Aaron Ramsdale. First real save of the game for the Englishman. Corner's whipped in, and Navarro does well to clear. Well, that's fallen to Carlos Alcaraz here, and the captain needs to step in and does so brilliantly. Hayden into Luca, and Luca with Renchi ahead of him, and Renchi, who doesn't get many, Renchi straight at Aaron Ramsdale. And that is probably the biggest chance of the game. And maybe Renchi should have got his head up and looked for a teammate. Souza back out to Sucic. Crosses into Gabriel, and Ramsdale does brilliantly to keep that out. And now Hayden into Renchi again. Back to Dom. Oh, what a save. And there is the whistle at Bramall Lane. And we finish as we started here, tied at 0-0, heading back to the Emirates. Tight and cagey game. We probably had the better of the chances. Only one real save for Gavin Bazunu. And as we head to London for the second leg, this is still well in the balance and all to play for at the Emirates. So our attention turns back to the Premier League, where of course we have already wrapped up the title, but I'm still classing these games as very important. Obviously we want to better Chelsea's defensive record of the 2004-05 season, which means we cannot concede a single goal in our final four games. Calvert-Lewin competing with Haaland for back-to-back golden boots. Luka Sucic looking to equal Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne's record of 20 assists and potentially even break it as well. And Gavin Bazunu similarly looking to break the clean sheet record, where he will need 3 in his final 4 to break Petr Cech's record. So still lots to play for and individual accolades as we play out the final 4 games. And it's Nottingham Forest up first away at the City Ground in the early kickoff. We won here towards the end of last season pretty comprehensively, so I'm looking for a similar display today with another clean sheet. Come on, you Blades. We've made a lot of changes for this game as expected, with that second leg of the Champions League to come in midweek, and I'm still pretty confident that we can get the job done and hopefully see the game out with a clean sheet as well, as Matthews wins that back high up the pitch. Been a pretty poor season from Harry, all things considered, this year, and he's forced the first save of the game as we look to state our intent early doors here, as Evan Ferguson again forces the save. Matthews will swing the corner in, dangerous ball, and Ramsey heads on. Now, we don't see Jacob scoring too many since joining the club, but he's actually scored a few with his head. And Jacob Ramsey opens the scoring here at the City Ground. Evan into Matthews. Now Nilos back to Evan. And Matthews again. And Evan, brilliant build-up. And Evan Ferguson, another who hasn't scored a huge amount this season, in slightly more limited minutes than previous, but does smash in when given the opportunity here. We are running right here, and it could turn into a cricket score. Now we just need to make sure we keep the clean sheet. Evan nicks the ball back off Martin. Evan's gone again, and Nilos is in the middle. Oh, it's a brilliant build-up, and what a save that is. Nicholson does well. Matthews, and Evan for 3. There it is. Into Nilos. Matthews ahead of him. Oh, and Matthews has stayed down there. That is most likely going to be a season ender for Harry Matthews, who's actually performed really well today. Not been the greatest of seasons for the Welshman. Obviously always been behind Luka Sucic, but that does look like it's going to keep him out until the end of the season. Nilos. Brilliant ball over the top for Pat. Is that going to be a penalty? Oh, that's really harsh, that. I'd like to see that again on the replay, because I'm pretty sure he wins the ball at first there, and then Nicholson just trips over him. That is very harsh indeed. But it will be Evan Ferguson with the chance to secure... Oh my God, that's the second time in a row that I've done that on a penalty. What is going on with me and penalties? Twice I fluffed it in a row. Hudson-Odoi, come on, nothing silly. Nothing silly, boys. Oh, what a save. And Malik clears. Paredes nicks it back. Paredes to Dom, and look at the space for Seamus Allen to wrap up the victory. Seamus Allen, second of the season after he scored his first at the back end of last episode. And on the counter, the Blades wrap it up, and it will be the clean sheet that we crave today as well, thanks to a couple of brilliant saves from Gavin. But that will do it at the City Ground. A late 4th and a comprehensive victory for the Blades. Well, it was some bad news for Harry Matthews, as we see that dislocated shoulder will keep him out for 2 months. Returning to action now in the Champions League as we head to the Emirates Stadium for the second leg against Mikel Arteta's Gunners. Huge, huge game, and we need to win to make it to the Champions League final and keep the quadruple alive. Come on, you Blades. So, second leg underway here, and still deadlocked at 0-0, as we mentioned. Oh, what a run by Openda, and Saliba does brilliantly to stop him. And yeah, still tied at 0-0 from that first leg, all to play for. But as I mentioned, you know, we've not lost all season long domestically in any game, cup or league. So I'm confident that we can get the job done. But you know, it's the Champions League, anything can happen under the lights at home for Arsenal. Can they pull off what would be an upset if they managed to beat us tonight? Well, that's a good start from them. Saka. Back to Hakimi. And into Openda. And there is the opening goal. And it's taken just 12 minutes. And the Gunners lead. And it's the man who's been brought in tonight. The former Lens and Leipzig man. Lois Openda, who strikes first. Not panicking just yet, though. Still loads of time to get back into this. And Ramsey from range, tipped away by Ramsdale. And now Ramsey and Dom, and laid off for Hayden Hackney. Oh, what a save, Ramsdale. Starting to up the pressure, but just cannot find a way past the Englishman. Suchic's corner, Calvert-Lewin, it's over the top. Frenchie has it back into Vinny Souza. Now Luca, and Dom's on the run. Calvert-Lewin again, denied by Ramsdale. Absolutely bombarding the Englishman's goal at the moment. Wahi and Hackney. Oh, it's probably the best of the bunch from Aaron Ramsdale. And we just cannot find a way past him at the moment. As Calvert-Lewin's denied and Ramsey hits the side netting. Well, how have we not found a route back into this? Ramsey gets it through the gap to Vinny Souza. And look at Dom, surely this time. Great block by Luka Sučić, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin makes no mistake this time. Doesn't give Aaron Ramsdale a chance. And finally, after practically a whole half of pressure, the Blades are level. Is there time? One last chance. Luka looks for Calvert-Lewin, who takes it early. Oh my word. What a finish from our main man. Dominic Calvert-Lewin with an absolute rocket past Aaron Ramsdale. And the Blades strike once again just before the break. Well, second half underway. And I thought I was going to be saying that we'd done well to get back into the game at 1-1, but instead Calvert-Lewin with other ideas and absolutely rifles us into a lead here. And now it's just all about game management. Can we see the game out from here? Corner for the Gunners. Now it's their turn to pile on the pressure. Dangerous ball. Saka heads towards goal. 10 to play here at the Emirates, and it is nervy inside the stadium. Vlahovic looks to get away, and Saliba with some brilliant defending to get the block in. Free kick for Arsenal. Quite a long way out, but it is a dangerous position. And Ødegaard to hit it, and Gavin, well, Saliba was on the line and ended up getting in Gavin's way. Ramsdale's up, and there's still a fair bit of time added on. Saliba gets something on it, but can't fully clear. And still, Arsenal have a glimmer of hope. Hakimi and Ødegaard, and Saliba's in the way again, and this will be it for Arsenal. Final chance as Saka's over the corner. Ramsdale is up. It's into that near post, and Wahi clears. And that will do it for the Blades. And that is a hard-fought victory in the capital as we knock out Mikel Arteta's side. But that was bloody hard work for our Blades. And fair play to Arsenal, considering how dominant we've been in England this year. They gave it a real good go. But it was two brilliant finishes from that man, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, that will send us into the final, where we will face either Atletico Madrid or PSG, who knocked us out last year. Oh my god, that was full on stress towards the end of that game. And as we sim through, we should find out who it is we will face. I don't think there'll be a news article, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. And in the Champions League final, we will be taking on, my money's on PSG. And it is the Parisians. And it is a chance at revenge from last year's round of 16 tie. Kylian Mbappe and the rest of his teammates will be looking to win the Champions League again. Not for the first time in this save. And for us, we are going after the grand prize for the first time in our history. That's going to be an absolute cracker. So the Champions League final will come in the next episode alongside the FA Cup final. It will be a similar sort of double as we had in, I think it was the back end of season 4, where we had the FA Cup and Europa League double, but this time it will be the FA Cup and Champions League. So we'll play out the final 3 Premier League games of the season. Of course, still going for those individual accolades, and also 3 clean sheets will see us set a new Premier League defensive record. Manchester City at home next, which is by far the toughest test that we have, and if we can escape from this game with a clean sheet, then I'll be feeling confident of doing so in our final 2 as well. Come on, you Blades. Haaland away from Vinny Souza. And Kerkez, he's just too strong. And Haaland shoots and Saliba blocks. And that's brilliantly worked. And there is the goal. Bazunu beaten. A Manchester City lead. And we will not be setting a new defensive record in the Premier League. Just goes to show how good that Chelsea team was defensively, because we have been absolutely sound all season long, and we're still not going to beat that record. I don't think that record is ever going to be beaten in the Premier League. With how sort of even it is now, and anybody can beat anybody, I don't think any team will ever be that dominant again and be that good at the back, because there's so many more goals in the modern game. Well, Erling Haaland will get us underway in the second half, but it was neither he nor Rodrigo who got the goal for Manchester City. But of course, we've got to remember as well, our unbeaten season is on the line as well. A loss here will mean that we cannot, of course, go unbeaten. So big second half coming up for the Blades, and there might be a chance here for Luka Sucic. And we're back on level terms straight away. What a finish from the Croatian. Shot comes in, and once again it's Saliba who's there. Now there might be a chance for us to win it. And Cam to Luka, and through to Wahi to win it. Eli Wahi, oh, it's a poor effort. And Ederson pushes it behind. And now this will be the last chance. Luka swings the corner in. Dangerous ball and cleared away again, and that will do it. And it's going to finish 1 apiece here at Bramall Lane. Fair play to Man City, put in a good performance today. And whilst the unbeaten season stays alive, no clean sheet for Bazunu, which means he needs 2 in his final 2. And it also means we cannot set a new defensive record in the Premier League. But still individual accolades to play for in the final 2. Let's get straight to it. Alright then guys, penultimate game of the season, and it's Leicester City away at the King Power, taking on the Foxes, and we'll be looking for another clean sheet to move Gavin Bazunu level with Petr Cech with 24 clean sheets in a Premier League campaign. Luka Sucic, one off, matching Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne's record of 20 assists as well. And Calvert-Lewin looking to move clear of Erling Haaland in the race for the Golden Boot. Come on, you Blades. So still waiting for the first chance of the game here. It's been quite a quiet one so far. No real clear-cut chances. Benjamin Sesko up front for Leicester actually has a chance of potentially winning the Golden Boot as well. Here's Luka into Calvert-Lewin, who lets fly. And it's not far over the top. Starting to up the pressure. Here's Kerkez. And he will get it back, the Hungarian. He's done well and finds Ramsey. And Luka. And there is Dom, and it's straight at Omlin again. And we just cannot force the ball home. Booth gets it back out. And here's Bakayoko. And Gavin Bazunu has to make the stop at the near post. Ramsey. Dom. And that will come for Luka Sucic. And now here's Eli Wahi. Oh! And Bogle. It's Jaden, the OG, who follows in. And it's a really accomplished finish from the fullback. He's been here since day one. In fact, he's probably the longest serving player at the club. Wahi's effort hits both posts. And Jaden follows it up and calmly picks the gap into that far corner. And it does look as if the Blades are going to win it. And there might be a chance here. Stiller. Nicely worked inside. Still Leicester have it. Oh, I don't believe it. What a strike by Molinas. And the clean sheet is gone. And you know what that means. No clean sheet record for Bazunu. And we will not be drawing level with Chelsea's record of goals conceded in a Premier League season. That is so gutting because it's been all Blades pressure in this second half. Luca with the final chance of the game. Looking for Dom at the near post, and we will win it. And we won't keep the clean sheet. But there's Luca's 20th assist. And that'll put Calvert-Lewin ahead in the race for the Golden Boot as well. Calvert-Lewin right at the death. So we will end today's episode with Crystal Palace at home at Bramall Lane. Obviously, we now cannot keep that new defensive record. Luca can obviously go 1 assist clear of the record if he notches up on the final day. Calvert-Lewin and Haaland are tied at 22 goals apiece as they compete head-to-head for the Golden Boot. And Gavin Bazunu can draw level with Petr Cech's record, which would be an achievement in itself of 24 clean sheets in a Premier League season. And Nicholson looking to get us in the mood here. Luka Sucic, well, what a finish that is. We wanted him to get an assist today, and he's kicked the game off with a goal instead. Nice football from Palace in and around our penalty area. Really nicely worked. Oh, and the clean sheet's gone. And Gavin Bazunu can't believe it. Nicely worked again by Palace. Nanasi, the goal scorer. Is that a penalty? Was that inside the area or was it out? It was inside. It's a penalty. And Pasinovic, denied by Gavin. Well, he's not going to get his clean sheet, but he will get a penalty save on the final day of the season. Awful penalty. Oh no, oh no, oh no! Paredes and Saliba both went the same way. And Crystal Palace have turned it around just before the break. And on the final day, we might lose our first game of the campaign. What is going on at Bramall Lane? Yeah, this was... Oh, no. Really, EA? Really? We're doing this again, are we? What is going on? This game is so bugged. I haven't actually seen this glitch since last year, but the keeper's come outfield and the striker's gone in goal, and we saw this glitch last year in the Glory Hunter save. Well, we should be able to turn this game around and win from here, but this game is just so bloody glitched. They really need to sort their game out. Year on year we're seeing this sort of stuff. Renchi, and here's Luca. And waits for the runner Cam. And Archer, well there you go. I mean, it just feels wrong, doesn't it? They've got a fucking striker in goal. He missed a penalty and now has been put in goal. This is like what happens on kids level football when the final day of the season and all your mates swap positions. Absolutely ridiculous from EA. Luka Sucic got the assist as well, which does mean he sets a new record. But could you imagine on Twitter the absolute outrage from other teams when this happens? And Luca sends through Cam again. And Cam comes infield and bends it home again. I mean, this is just utterly ridiculous, isn't it? And Calvert-Lewin rattles one in to potentially go one clear of Erling Haaland in the race for the Golden Boot. I've no idea what the Man City score is and whether Erling Haaland's on the score sheet. Well, surely Palace are gonna get found out for match fixing here, because this is absolutely outrageous stuff from them. And Calvert-Lewin, I think the keeper's actually back in goal. I actually have no idea what's going on. Calvert-Lewin makes it 5. And notches up another goal of his own. I think the striker's come back up front. He's just playing in the goalkeeper's kit. But I think that is going to do it. Calvert-Lewin now reaches 24 goals. And that will hopefully be enough to move him clear of Erling Haaland. A sour taste left in the mouth after that one, because it was just utterly ridiculous. We could easily have ended up losing that game. And we've gone unbeaten in the Premier League. That is unbelievable. But that final game just feels a little bit ridiculous. Nonetheless, we have by far been the best team in England this season. We're on for a domestic treble and we're also in the Champions League final as well. What a season it's been for the Blades. Well, I'll tell you what, as it has been a slightly shorter episode today with less games, we will round up, not with a full season roundup, but we'll take a look at the individual player stats, a couple of the other leagues, and then in the next episode we'll come back with our 2 cup finals and a full roundup of our squad, as it could potentially be our final season with the Blades. So, Premier League top scorer did go to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not as many as he got last year with 37, but he did end up winning back-to-back golden boots with 24 goals. Did we have anyone else in the top 25? Luka Sucic with 12 did make it in, and Cameron Archer with 10 in 21 as well. And it was Luka Sucic by a country mile winning the assist title, and as mentioned in that previous game, he does now jump above Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne and sets a record for the most assists in a Premier League campaign, and he only did it in 30 matches as well. Calvert-Lewin with 8 assists to go along with his 24 goals, and we did also have a few others making it into the top 25. Cameron Archer with 6 in 21. And Harry Matthews, wow, with actually 6 in 9 in the Premier League. Very good return from him, and really few games in the Premier League. And of course, as we know, it was Gavin Bazunu winning the Golden Glove this year. 23 clean sheets in 38 matches is incredible. I thought in the first half of the season he was going to go on to break Petr Cech's record, but with us competing in all 4 competitions, we did end up conceding a few more goals than I would have liked towards the end of the campaign. So we'll end off the episode by having a look around the leagues, and it will be Wolves and West Ham who ran riot in the Championship, returning to the Premier League next year, with Southampton, Watford, the Baggies and the Borough facing each other in the playoffs, looking for that final promotion spot. In Ligue 1, of course, it was PSG who we will face in next episode's Champions League final, who wrapped up another French title. In Germany, it was once again Bayern Munich back to their old ways, winning back-to-back Bundesliga titles. The Serie A was actually won by Napoli, who have an incredible team in this save. Absolutely star-studded. And it doesn't surprise me too much that they went on to win the Serie A this season. Incredible squad they've got. In the Liga Portugal, it was Braga again, who I believe won it last campaign as well. So back-to-back Liga Portugal titles for SC Braga. Incredible achievement. And as for Spain, well, the final round of fixtures hasn't actually been played yet. It's probably due to be played on the Sunday. We play Everton in the FA Cup final on the Saturday, so I can't sim past it. But it's Atletico Madrid leading the way, with Barca just a point behind, looking to catch Diego Simeone's side. But that is where we will leave it for today then, guys. Premier League wrapped up, and we do end up finishing the season unbeaten. Not for the first time on this channel. If you haven't seen the Glory Hunter save on FIFA 23, then go and check it out. It was incredible. But we do finish unbeaten in the Premier League. Just 18 goals conceded. Centurions as well, 102 points on the board, and 27 clear of Manchester City in second. It's been a phenomenal campaign that has also seen us pick up the Carabao Cup as well. And we will look to close out the season in the next episode with an FA Cup and Champions League win as well. I hope to catch you for it very soon, guys, and peace.